Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me for the prayerful pause of the pastor, a few minutes to think of something greater than ourselves. And today I want to talk about fast food faith. Now, some of you, I'm sure, never, ever do a drive-through fast food meal of any sort or snack. I confess that I do sometimes, especially if I'm on the run and I'm going like all-day meetings and I'm in the car a lot, and so I will, do a salad or baked potato or something. And I do fast food drive-thrus all the time for my iced tea when I'm out and about. I don't really drink much soda anyway. I don't drink any diet sodas, but every once in a while I'll have a root beer or a ginger ale. But usually it's iced tea. Once in a while lemonade. Sometimes I get wild and crazy and make an Arnold Palmer out of that. But anyway, back to the fast food. I remember when I was a kid, we had McDonald's. I don't think that was the first to come to town. I think it was something like Carol's or something. Burgers, which then got bought out by Burger King, and that was a big deal when we had a name brand. And then, of course, McDonald's, and now there's everything in Oneonta. But I'm not here talking about brand loyalty here. I'm talking about fast food and how it relates to our faith. There are some times, I think, when we need to have a quick fix on something with our faith, we saw something terrible. We drive along, there's an accident. I need some sort of quick fix to get me centered after seeing something harsh. And so it might be a prayer, a quick prayer. It might be the Lord's Prayer. It might be something we've memorized. It might be a phrase from Scripture. Just something that's really quick. It's right there. It anchors us, and we're good to go. I think that's like a fast food fix when, you don't want to have a big meal, but you need a little something to tide you over. And that's where the fast food faith comes in. It's a little something to tide you over. But here's the deal. You can't really thrive if you are eating only fast foods. Remember, different studies have been done, different documentaries have been done about people who did that, how unhealthy it was. It's just not sustainable. It's not a healthily sustainable diet. And the same is true, I want to say, about fast food faith. People will come up with a phrase, prosperity gospel. Something along those lines where it has an idea, it's good for a bit, it's a good reminder sometimes about some things, but for long-term sustainability, it's just not there. It's kind of like saying, okay, I'm just going to read Scripture every day and have no other context of faith. Now, I'm not going to go to any worship service. I'm not going to do anything with the community. I'm not going to do any service projects or anything like that. And it's not really long-term sustainable. I mean, it's like the fast food. If you only eat the fast food, it will keep you going, but you won't grow and you won't be healthy. We need to have variety. We need to have different depths of engagement. One of my friends who happens to be a parishioner, asked me probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and she said, I need to figure out how to do church now that we have all these acts of faith. And I said to her, well, if I were you, I would look for something that is a way to worship, and something else that is an educational thing, something to stimulate your mind, whether it's a book group or a Bible study or discussion group, something, and some sort of a service project, and something that's just social. Those 4 things can round you out, and they're all part of church. But if you have only one of those, like if you only go to worship on Sunday morning, or whenever it happens to be, most are Sunday morning still, if that's all you do, and you don't pray during the week, you don't do Bible study, you don't read, you don't engage anyone else, then is that the full understanding of church? Are you growing your faith? It's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna eat, a good meal once a week, and the rest of the time I'm just gonna do fast food. It's not as healthy as if you are engaging yourself, at least in those 4 areas and maybe others, but if you're going to engage yourself daily in some practice. We need to have the quick fix sometimes, but we need to have a broader sustaining faith, those things that will help us to grow and deepen and mature in our faith and in the ways that we approach life. So I encourage you to think of your church life, your faith life, your spiritual life, in terms of those 4 things that I just named off: some form of worship, some form of study or education, some form of just service to others, and some form of fellowship. And they don't all have to be the same group of people. That's the thing. But you need to be filled like that. Think about it as having a smorgasbord or a buffet, where it's sort of not really meals on wheels, but the movable feast. It's like a movable feast, and you might do this with this group and do that with that group, and so forth. It's a basic understanding of our Acts of Faith model of ministry, but I think it's good for all of us in terms of growing our faith and maturing. We need to have different expressions. It might be musical, might be artistic, might be Bible study, might be a different kind of book study, might be a group that goes walking together, hiking together, or a couple of you who meet every week to go to the NPR station and read for the blind. Whatever it is going to be that is engaging you socially as well. Those are the things we need in order to have a robust, healthy, sustainable faith, not just a fast food faith. All right, enough for today. Thanks for listening, joining me. I look forward to next time, and until then, and always, it's not even until then, I am Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church with this prayerful pause with the pastor. And when I see you next time, we'll continue this discussion in one way or another. Ways to grow our faith, talking about something greater than we are. All right, everybody. Take care. God bless. Be safe. Bye for now.